I'm just someone that likes to help people, and while I was in secondary school, I just like thought I wanted to become a doctor. I learned like I went for a computer training when I was
Okay.
in GS3, all of that. So I was just like, okay, let me switch. Let me know spend so much time chasing medicine because it looked like you have to be very very smart to do medicine in this
But you were
Nigeria.
smart, at least to be in science class. In nowadays, you have to be very smart to go to science class.
So when I got there, so the thing was that it wasn't a straight flight to Ukraine. You have to first stop at Istanbul,
Okay.
and I think my waiting hours was maybe 6 or 7 hours.
Mm.
And then, naive me, I thought like every black person I saw was like a Nigerian or
Nigerian.
something. And then I started like saying hello, and then the person was speaking French, and I was like, oh my god, why didn't I like take my French class serious when I was younger? And the hostel, we have like a lot of Africans there,
Okay.
mostly Nigerians, then Ghanaians and
Mm.
Zambians. So we're all like basically together. So navigating, like talking to each other, we speak like English, but going
Okay.
to the market and all of that, we needed to like
Speak
learn the
some
language and know
Ukrainian. Okay.
some things. That
Mm-hmm.
was just, I would say Nigerians were maybe like um, maybe 60%.
60%. Oh,
We're
okay,
sure
okay.
like the largest
All right. All
Africans
right. So
there.
that.
The way it was for us, any
Mhm.
small thing, they are so quick to tell you you'll be expelled. If you don't pay your school fees on time, you'll be
You're fair.
expelled. All of that. At the end of the day, they to them, I feel like they feel it's good, but to us, at some point in time, you just have to keep cramming because then again, when the main test comes, you have to like go back to revise all of that. Then it feels like you've
Oh,
forgotten,
yes.
even though you
Yes.
did test.
Everything
Yes.
was world class, right?
Yes, no, I'm not world class, but it was okay. I mean, it was
Compared
good.
to Nigeria.
Yes, it was good. So the thing was that I think weeks before the war started, there was like this thing. Maybe there was like there was a warning, and
Yeah.
then like so some Americans that were in Ukraine had to like
Leave.
leave,
Mm.
and then some people were already planning to go. They're like, okay, they'll buy
Mm.
flights for their children
Yeah,
to
Putin was
come.
already
Yeah, I
gathering
was
troops
already
around the borders.
giving
Yeah.
signals
Yeah.
and all of that. Then it felt like they settled it like later on, and I remember then we're just making memes and we're just like if they come. I think we didn't really know the impact of what war was going to be like, and then we're just making jokes. But uh, as at that point when it started,
Mm.
what what happened was that I was staying in Lviv, so Lviv was like the safe side,
Okay.
and it had like border with Poland.
Okay.
So what still kept me was like I was like, okay, it has border with Poland. They won't attack because they don't want
So
problem
with
with
Poland.
Poland
Mm-hmm.
and all of that. So let's find a way like how we can leave. So like since Poland is nearby, they're going
Mm-hmm.
to walk to the border. So they walked and went there, and then they said no, they're not going to allow them to cross over. And walking was like, okay, you have to take car to an extent and then walk for like 1 hour 30 minutes or
Mm-hmm.
something like that. And then they said they're not going to allow them to
Wow.
pass that border, and then they had to like come back and then look for another border like to be able to. So it was really crazy. Like it was a time where they were like racist because I had a friend that he was outside for like 2 days,
Mm.
and February that time is like the peak of winter, so it was very cold.
Mm.
Like he even got sick then
Oh,
because and then they stole like his laptop and
oh
some
wow.
other things. Yeah, so like for we blacks, like we they really dealt with us, or it was just somehow like obviously we knew like Ukrainians were like always racist at some point in time, so it's nothing new. But I didn't have Ukrainian friends then, so like like when you learn a language,
Yeah.
if you're able to practice and talk with people,
Yeah.
like you understand it more. So
Mm-hmm.
for guys, it was like easier because definitely you have Ukrainian girls, they
Mm-hmm.
go out and then they want to like talk to you. But for me and like Ukrainian guys, like I never even thought about having friends because they just look like dirty and they were just one kind of way. So learning the language too was a bit this year. I know that I just try as much as possible to know like basic things when I
Mm.
go out. I want to buy this, change
Mm-hmm.
directions and all of that. But there were numbers going around like people you could reach out to when you
Okay.
get to Poland. But I think those ones were like
So
maybe
there was no support in
pastors,
Ukraine, but in other countries.
yeah, in other, yeah, outside. So that was it. And then they brought like a plane to take people from Poland and Hungary. And I think when people got to Nigeria, maybe they gave them 5,000 or I can't even remember the amount because
to
I
find their
didn't
way. Abi.
because I don't even because I didn't follow. Yeah, but I think that was
Okay, so how did you? First of all, what did the school do when the war had broken out? Because many of you were in your finals, right? So what was the effort the school made for you, the international students? Did they make any effort, to just keep you guys safe, or the idea was everybody just find a way?
everybody find your way. Oh,
Wow.
school, school. Like we like that were finals. We just wanted to be sure. Like, oh, how are we going to get our certificate? Because the thing about Ukraine was that and like when we came, we didn't really know like your documents, like your birth certificate, your WAEC, all those your original this thing.
Yeah.
They just took it from us.
Ooh.
And for me, it was always like my original certificate is with school. How do I
Mm-hmm.
get them and all of that? So we tried to make inquiries that okay, because we also had like exams to we needed to write like
Mm-hmm.
what's the way out, and then I can't really remember, but at the end of the day, I think we had like 2 or 3 weeks break because we couldn't have class or
Mm-hmm.
do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Then later on, we started having online classes.
Online classes while you were fleeing away from.
Yeah, it
Okay.
was basically online classes, and for people that could still go out, though
Yeah.
some teachers too were still in Ukraine because Ukrainians really like their country. So not every one of them wanted to
To
leave
leave.
and
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah.
So sometimes you like see your teacher like saying, "Oh, sorry, students, we are going to have this class later. There is forgotten the word, like there's like bombing and
Yeah.
all of that, so they have to like go to the shelter.
Okay.
Like shelters are always like
Underground
underground,
and
and
the
underground the
network. Yeah.
network will be bad and all of
Mm-hmm.
that. So
Mm.
that was just it. The school didn't really make any provisions for us.
Hmm. All right. Okay. Let me just. Can you just quickly walk me through how you personally moved until you got back to Nigeria? How did you move from Ukraine? Did you spend some time in another country before coming? How was it? And also, how was your communication with your parents? Because I know Nigerian parents. Oh, mommy, me, those kind of things. So, how was it for you moving away from Ukraine? What are the things you got when you were leaving? And how did you just navigate your way back to the country?
So, like I said before, because I thought like Lviv was safe,
Mm-hmm.
so I was still thinking like I was still going to stay a while.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just like finish and all of that. So I think like 3 or 4 days into the war, then I
Mm-hmm.
saw like a video of like the number of soldiers and that they were still bringing to Ukraine and all of that. So
Wow.
I'm like, my friends, let's pack our load and go. So that was how we then decided that we were going to go. So I wanted to initially go to Poland because I had a part-time job I was doing then, and then they said they
Okay.
were going to make they were going to get accommodation for us in Poland. So I wanted to
Okay.
go there to Poland. But then again, I heard that Poland, they were just giving like to stay in Poland for like 7 days and all of that. And to me, I was not ready like to go back to Nigeria then because I'm like my documents. I
Mm-hmm.
just wanted to go to like a country nearby.
Yeah.
When everything dies down,
You
then
can
I'll
go
come
back.
back
Okay.
and all of that. So I went to Poland because my friend sister had like she had someone there. So we went, and the journey was not easy. I mean, it was a lot of this thing. It was like there was stampede because everyone
Mm.
was trying to enter the train and all of that. We got there. They took, I mean, those other countries were nice, took care, gave you things and all of that. So I was staying with this person, but maybe for me, kind of person I am, I felt like I was trying to look for accommodation, even though it was like a new country, and my friend already left to go and meet her sister somewhere. So I was like alone, and
Yeah.
my other friends were like planning to go to Germany. And for me, I didn't like Germany because you basically, what I've heard, like even though it's free education, like you need to know their language
Yeah.
and all of that. So I
Mm.
wasn't interested in all of
Mm.
that. So I stayed in Hungary for a while. I was looking for a house, but I was also being careful because I was like me being alone and
Yeah.
all of that. I tried to like reach out to people, but I didn't like the people that were in my city. Most of them are gone to Poland, and the ones that were in Hungary like
Mm.
went back to Nigeria and all of that. So I was like basically alone. But I tried to get information, and then from there, um, I ended up in Netherlands. Like from
From Hungary.
Hungary, I went to Germany, and then from Germany, I now went to Netherlands because Netherlands, they were giving house, and you could
Okay.
also work. So I thought it was like a good opportunity. So I ended up in Netherlands, and they provided like a place for us to stay. So I was staying with Ukrainians. There were like two or three girls, like
Okay.
Nigerians, with me. So
All
we're
right.
together then, and I worked in like restaurants and this thing.
Mm.
Then I decided that, oh, okay, I can't be doing this restaurant job. Like this is not what I'm meant to do. So I then thought like, so the problem coming back home was that that time Nigeria, when the war happened, they said since we finished online, they wouldn't recognize our certificates. So we are
Oh.
always meant to, like, when you finish abroad, you're meant to come back, write exam, which is MDCN
Mm-hmm.
exam. But they said they're not going to allow us to write the exam. And the thing is, if you don't write the exam, you can't get the
And you
license. You
can't even
can't,
practice at
yeah,
all.
you
Yeah.
can't practice and all of
Nigeria.
that. So they said they're not going to recognize, which was very sad because other African countries like Ghana, Tanzania, they said, okay, like for those people that were in their final years, like you could write the exam, but for maybe subsequent years, like those people that were in 500 level, 400 level, like just find your way to go to another school,
Yeah.
which those ones still had time, though it's not like easy switching schools. But
Yeah.
for we at that spot of the moment, imagine like you are
Yeah, in the
graduating now
finals.
and
Yeah.
they're not telling you like you need to, when you go to another country, they tell you come and start from second year or third
Mm.
year or something like that. Like where would you get the money? Like already dollar was even already becoming something else then. So I heard about Tanzania, and then I was like, okay, I'll go and do my internship there. So the money that I got from like
Yeah.
working, so I tried to save it up, and that year I think around October, so I decided to apply for internship to
Internship in
Tanzania with
Tanzania.
one of
Yeah.
my other friend, and that was how, like, 2 days to the trip, we found out that Nigerians require visa to go to
Tanzania.
Tanzania. And I thought like, okay, because it was African country, like
You should be able to.
we
Yeah.
like you should be able to go there at least maybe stay like 40 days, or I don't
Mm-hmm.
know how they call it, and
Yeah.
then you would get this thing. So that was how I mean, I'd already bought flight ticket and all of
To
that.
Tanzania.
Yes,
Wow.
so I had to like cancel and all of that. And I even already left my job in Netherlands. So
Ooh.
at that moment I was just like, God, like, so I think I tried to wait January. I came back to Nigeria January 2023, saying
Mm.
that okay, the next slot for internship in Tanzania was going to be in March. So I was
Mm.
like, let me come home, and
And
then in
process
March,
the
yeah, I'll
visa.
go from here, then apply for visa. So I came home, and I mean, it was nice seeing family after a long time. So I applied for the Tanzania visa and then went to Tanzania, and getting there, they said, okay, they're not going to accept us. We can't write their exams, that so many Nigerians are coming and all
Mm.
of that. They just changed their rules. And that was how I was just disappointed, because I'm like, what is this? I already like envisioned doing my internship. So I
In Tanzania.
already
Yeah.
even paid for like apartment, six
Wow.
months and all of that. And then they said we can't do. So I just waited like till the end of like middle of April. Then I came back to Nigeria, and then coming back, I was like just so sad, because just imagine saying like you're going to do your internship and then you're back, and yeah, that was it.
All right. Now you're reaching a part that I really want us to zoom into. I know all these things moving from Ukraine to Hungary to Germany to Netherlands, then back to Nigeria, Tanzania. All of this must have taken a toll on you emotionally.
Yeah.
So how was it? How did you handle
Mhm.
the stress at that time?
I would just say I just kept being optimistic that everything will be fine. And I don't know, I've just been like someone, when I go through something, I always see like at the end that would share testimony. And also I had family and like support of friends that were like there. So I mean, it was really like hard time, but that was just what kept me. And I also had like an online job too I was doing, where I was like teaching English in Ukraine when I was
Oh,
in
okay.
Ukraine,
Cool.
because at the point in time, like Ukrainians now they felt like they needed to learn English,
English,
so
yeah.
like they were like
Because they too
need
they had to run away anyway.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I that was what was keeping me busy, and I was making money from it, so that was
Okay.
what like kept me sane and all of that.
All right, cool. All right. So now you are back in Nigeria since April 2023, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how has it been since then? Um, you were trying to do internship in Tanzania. Nigeria at some point said they were not going to accept your your degree over there since
Mm-hmm.
you completed it online. So how have you been navigating it so far? And what are you doing right now?
Um, okay, so right now I'm doing my internship and
Finally.
yeah, I'm almost
Yes.
done. So from that time I thought about doing the UK exams like
Okay.
foundation year one, like if you're not able to do internship, because most time doctors like do internship and then go there to do foundation year two. For
Okay.
foundation year one, if you haven't done internship, but you need to do IELTS, yes, and
Mm-hmm.
then you need to get like 7.5 in
Mm-hmm.
listening,
Yeah.
reading,
Yeah.
writing. And me,
Speaking.
I don't like writing. Like I've hated essay right from when I was all those write
Maybe
150
it's something with
words.
doctors, and that's why your handwritings are just
So
somehow.
I hated it, and
Mhm.
then I was like struggling to get the 7.5 in writing. It
Wow.
wasn't working out. Like I tried so many times, and at a point in time, I just had to give up because I think it was like August. You have to
Okay.
like make sure you get the marks, then you apply for it. So since I didn't
Mm-hmm.
get it, I
Mm-hmm.
just had to like give up and say, oh, I'll just look for. But every day I kept waking up trying to check online if there were like other things I could do if I'm not even able to do this internship, just to, like, because I was just like at home and it was just like Sundays I go out like to church
Church.
and then
Oh.
continue with my online job.
Mm.
So I just kept checking. Then I think September that year, MDCM finally said something. They were like, okay, we should send in some documents. They want us to do like remedial program and all
Okay.
of that. And in my mind, I was like, they've always wanted us to do the program, and
Yeah.
yes, you guys could have started it from 2022, and they
You
had
just
like,
wasted
yeah,
time.
like you just wasted time. They
Mm-hmm.
said like deadline to submit the documents was October came, they didn't see anything, they kept quiet till like 2024 January. Then they
Mm.
said okay, they were going to do the program. It was going to be in Abuja, Gwagwalada for 6 months. We have
Oh,
to
okay.
pay 1.5 million.
Ooh.
Accommodation was not included,
Wow.
so we had to like look for money, try to do that because that was like the only way, and
Wow.
can't just. So January, February, I tried to like do that, and then I moved to
Abuja.
yeah, Abuja, did remedials, and then September we're going to write the exam, the MDCN exam in September.
Okay.
Wrote it, I passed, and
Mm.
then induction. They did induction like
So you were finally inducted as a
yes,
medical
so did
doctor.
that like December. Um,
2024.
Yes,
Oh,
and
okay.
then I
So.
had to like be looking another struggle. Like you think you've done induction, that's all. Then you
Mm.
have to like start looking for hospitals where to do it because that's another crazy
Mm.
this thing. Like if you know somebody, and for me, my parents don't really know anybody in the health sector and all of
Mm.
that. So checking, and then finally I got a place to do my internship.
Internship.
Yeah, so
So
that's okay.
finally, you're doing your internship. Wow. You know, to look at you and seeing that you've gone through all of this, and honestly, I can't even begin to say how inspired I am. I think today's episode should show people that there are certain situations that are beyond you,
Yeah.
right? Out of your control, totally out of, because who could have thought you were having a nice time when your finals, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And just at the brink of, you know, writing your final exams, then something comes up and you have to start moving about, right? And you know, I think today's episode should also show people that um, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. Because I love something you said. You said that no matter what you're going through, you have this thing in mind that at the end of it, something positive is going to come at the end of it, and it takes a
Yeah.
lot to be positive into this world. You know,
True.
finally, I just want you to speak to this because in the first place, if if a lot of Nigerians didn't think that there's a better quality out there, a better quality of education, a better standard of living, and all of that, you know, most people will not have to go through all of this,
Mm-hmm.
right?
True.
And seeing that you have to go through all of this, because you can't get the quality. So, are you positive that this is more of a political question? But are you positive that right here in Nigeria things will be better in the health sector? At least seeing what you've gone through, having to go and study abroad, and now you're back. And I know you've seen the difference between
Mm-hmm.
stuff over there and here, right? Is there hope for us? Are Nigerians even getting quality healthcare?
Hope.
And would you love to practice back home in Nigeria?
Big
Okay.
question.
Yeah.
Okay, so quality health in Nigeria. So um, I would say like really like Nigerian doctors are very smart. Like
Mm,
they're like literally one of the best. They make diagnosis without even laboratory
mm,
investigations and all of that, which is something abroad where they first do like investigations before all of that.
yeah.
They're very smart, but actually the working system does not really help. And I feel like the rate at which people are jackpotting and all of that, seeing all of that, they are meant to like put in more effort to make like there are some people that actually don't want to go no matter what is
Mm,
going on, but still they are not like making it comfortable for those people. And at the end of the day, those people even have to think like maybe me self, I should
I should
just
just leave.
jackpot because at the end of the day, we are short staffed and people that are there, they are not still like taking care. They're going to owe you and do all of that. Like some people who do internship in military hospitals and then they wouldn't get paid for like the whole 12 months, they would
Wow.
owe them, and you're like you're spending money, like you yourself as a doctor, you're trying to take care of people, but you self you're not taking like your own
You're not being
health,
taken care of.
everything.
Yeah.
You are like they are just going to use you, talk to you anyhow. So I really don't know what the health sector will be like, but I just hope and pray everything gets better. And then about like practicing in Nigeria, hmm, I'm still thinking about it because when
Okay.
I look at it, I'm just like, God, is this the life I signed up for? Is this what is this what I was praying for and all of that? So I don't know.
Mm.
I could, and I'm just saying like I could, but
You go.
yeah, I don't want to say too much and not go and do, but I'm just
Don't worry.
hoping, yes.
We'll hold it against you if you don't. All right. Well, thank you so
Yeah.
much for choosing to do this.
Thank
Well,
you.
Akolade,
Thank you so
thank you
much.
so much for sharing. All right. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. If you watch up to this point, and really, this is an encouragement to you out there also that um, there are certain things you cannot control. You just accept it as life. And then in the midst of that, there's always a way out. There's always a way out. Let our story guide you. Let our story be a source of inspiration for you. All right. To the next time. Thank you and have a blessed day.